Hopefully you are in a relaxed environment and you are in a comfortable position. Good. So, as you are probably aware from seeing this ASMR video, it's going to be a very special one indeed. For me personally, sure, but I think also for some of you as well, especially for those who seen my channel a few months ago, that I started doing some gaming controller related videos, and today we have of course the wonderful N64 controller, the N64 controller, or the Nintendo 64 or 64 for absolute short naming convention. And this is a black one I got here, and I've been wanting to do this for some time now, and thank you for being patient, of course. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these type of videos, so very excited to get into this. But also, most importantly, this is obviously going to be maybe a slightly longer video, as it's going to be like a two-in-one video where I will be cleaning this controller, I guess degreasing or de-dirtifying this particular controller here, because yeah, this is actually one that I bought very recently. Probably won't show up too well on the screen, but yeah, there's a bit of residue here. You can see here. There's a few bits of dirt in the tiny gaps, crevices of the controller. And this is of course a pre-owned controller of the official N64 console that I bought from one of the CEX gaming stores from the UK. And of course, if you're from the UK, you should know what that is, or what they are. There's quite a numerous amount of these stores across the UK. This one I bought from one of the London stores, and can't quite remember which station it was nearest from. I think it might be. It was definitely somewhere. I think it was Croydon actually. Think about Croydon, which is South London. So this one was fairly cheap. Picked it up for about, I think it was about £7.99, I believe. Might be slightly cheaper now. Think about it. And yes. Sorry, I'm going on and on, but just to get it out of the way, this is of course one of my favourite, definitely nostalgic, a lot of nostalgic memories with the N64 controller. And yeah, I had the N64 controller many years ago, since the release, so 97 for me, and I believe my older brother, he bought it home one day. I came back from school, and then it was around, I think it was just around maybe summertime, early summer, maybe late spring, maybe it was slightly later. I can't quite remember the exact date, but I came up one day and he put on GoldenEye, because it came in a big, I believe it was a big package, bundle. GoldenEye was playing on our TV at the time, and I thought, what is this new game? This looks incredible, it looks so realistic. He was playing with his mate at the time, and this game looked incredible. And this console, this machine, this weird space alien-like console right there, so it looked amazing. And since then, so many very, very amazing games on that console. So yeah, I haven't had 64 console for some time. I think I must have sold it many years ago. I don't know why. I guess I just didn't. I finished a lot of the games and I moved on. And yeah, since the past few years, I've kind of been wanting to start collecting a few more, like gaming peripherals, machines, consoles, games, of course, and 64. So finally, got back an N64 controller. So that's very, very special to me in a way, very personal. So yeah, what do you guys think of the 64 controller? It's not the most comfortable, you could say, but I guess over time you kind of get used to it. Alright, so that's the long intro out of the way, so hopefully you found my small history of the 64 controller fascinating, which I may go over in the next part, where I'll go for like an over explaining of the actual controller. But for now, yes, so this is my first time doing a cleaning of a controller ever, and now's a good time. So first of all, I'm going to put on some gloves. Just a simple, so these are not latex, these are nitrile gloves. I think it's nitrile or nitrile. Just and then just the other one. Okay, good. So I'm a bit more ready now, so got my gloves on. Okay, so I'm just going to go around quickly. What I've got here is some very basic tools that I checked beforehand. So of course we've got a nice little toothbrush for towards the end, just to get rid of a lot of the debris in the gaps. We have a few toothpicks. I've got 3 here, should be enough. We've got some cotton buds or earbuds, what I call them. I guess you call it Q-tips as well. We've got microfiber, so microfiber cloth. It's yeah, it's getting a bit raggedy, this one. So nice little rough microfiber cloth that I can chuck away afterwards. That'll be for the main bulk of the cleaning and the polishing up. And of course we need well, rubbing alcohol. So I bought this one from Amazon. This is a XDL brand. Don't know if you've heard of that. There's a 70%. I was kind of like debating whether to get 70 or 90 because I'm not too sure which one's best, but I think 70 was maybe the good balance between the two. 90, maybe I'm feeling a bit skeptical. I feel like it may damage it a bit more. I didn't want to risk that, so 70 might be just good enough. So that's the rubbing alcohol. And I've got some paper towel. That's going to be towards the end. And I'll combine it with some multi-purpose cleaner. Okay, there we go. So, which I'll do towards the end, just to give it a nice, I don't know, make it smell nice and a bit of a buffer and final touches. Okay, so with all that being said and done, let's get into the cleaning, shall we? Right, so first up, a bit nervous doing this. It's my first time doing doing this, so bear with me if I'm doing it completely wrong. So, I've got of course, the controller. It came with a very handy rubber band just to keep the cable, together. I'll probably just leave off the cable for later, but I just want to clean the main part of the body because it's pretty grimy, you gotta say. Okay, so wish me luck, wish me luck, wish me luck. So, okay, I'm gonna try and do like here first. Now, just a bit there. Okay, so it's all over like the trim gloves. Okay, so I've got it on there. This is why I got to, prep my little surface here with a clean film. Okay, so I'm just going to rub it on my phone. So, of course, got a slight alcoholic smell. Not mega strong, but just definitely noticeable. Get over the surface. I was debating whether to open it up. I think for now, just the exterior is fine. So of course I don't have the console yet, but when I do, I need to do a test if this controller actually works. So I have no idea if it actually works. But from CEX, normally they do test their products. So I'm imagining, assuming it is going to work. One can hope. So there are, unfortunately, this is like maybe possibly like a B minus grade, maybe C plus grade. There's a few screens. can see here. Okay. So someone's definitely used this controller quite a bit. Okay, I think I'm going to give it white bottom here. I'm going to give it a second pass. So just going to apply. Feeling a little bit more confident now. A bit more confident to just apply. Hopefully it won't get too high from this rubbing alcohol. It's not too bad. So you should dry fairly quickly. So there was this colour, and I think there might have been yellow controller that I saw at the time. So never know. You may see with a few colour variations of the controller. So quite therapeutic, I must say. Normally for me, I'm quite, I try to keep at least my, technical products, like phones, game consoles, machines, computer, try to keep it in fairly decent condition, and I would never try to make marks on it. And yeah, normally I don't get gamer rage. I mean, there's maybe a couple of times I have with certain games like Elden Ring or Call of Duty, back in the days that is. But I just don't get why how people just get absolutely like gamer rage and chuck the controller at the screen, or they just shout abuse and all that. Come on, just be patient, and you might learn something. So I think that looks pretty good actually. Quite pleased about that. Quite chuffed indeed. Okay, so there's the main just to reapply again. EB buttons here. That looks quite good. Don't forget the Z button or the Z button. Okay, and next I'm going to get, let's get a Q-tip. Just a dip it. Probably should have done this first, but screws are in the tiny holes here. Just to clean up. A bit difficult to get in there. Just lightly in there. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, now just a final. Just want to go quick spray. It's probably an unnecessary step, but just for my own satisfaction, I guess. So let's get a light onto great, and there we are. So, how's that look? It's better to me. So there we are. The N64 controller. I guess more improved and cleaned up. And yeah, that's my first time cleaning N64 controller. So hopefully you enjoy that, and we'll move on to the next part. So yeah, hopefully you will continue. I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so now we have the 64 controller. So just go through explain a bit about the 64 controller. So you obviously you heard my first part where I talk about my history, where I first had my N64 back in 1997, and can't remember the exact time, month, but I think it was around the summertime that I first encountered this wonderful piece of machine, and of course the controller, and it's kind of very space-like, edgy. I guess you could say Nintendo was trying to be edgy at the time, and you know, I like obviously Nintendo have been trying to be innovative in the gaming space and try to differentiate themselves from their competitors, Sega at the time, but yeah, PlayStation as well actually, yeah, PlayStation and Sega. But yeah, this is the 64 controller. It's got 3 prongs like this, where you can hold it like this. Like this, one-handed, so where the analog stick is. So if you hold it like this. So this will be mostly where you're playing 2D games. And you don't need a stick. Or you hold it, the middle part. gamers out there who know Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and this is where that game first utilised the set trigger a lot. It's very, definitely very integral to the game mechanics and the action. So obviously you can use this to hold the set trigger, especially for Zelda that is. You use the set trigger to, they call it Z-target the enemy or an object or whatever important like asset in the game asset world that you need to like focus on and target, and you hold the trigger down, and then the game will just automatically just focus on that specific target that locks on. You lock on, and when you're battling, you're in combat with an enemy, it's very important to have this to help you combat. And then obviously you hold it whilst you're holding the trigger down. You use the analog stick to move around, maneuver, and then of course you can attack with B, the green button. So that's for Zelda games specifically for this console. Yeah, definitely grew up loving playing that game a lot. And of course Mario as well. Mario 64 was the first 64 video game that was launched for the console. So that game of course is beloved to this day. And I think a lot of people still play it actually just for speed runs and just for nostalgic reasons, but one of the first timers who've never played the game before. That game actually used this stick pretty well. It was definitely very I guess supported with this particular control scheme. Went really well actually. So let's go for the buttons here. So as I said before, it's actually got a good balance for weight, like either side. So the middle prong is of course slightly more thicker, bigger. And it's actually quite comfortable, surprisingly. And then looking at the middle part, so imagine you cut out right here, cut out this prong. Does it remind you of another controller, like a future Nintendo controller? Yes, so I believe this was I'm not sure, but this definitely looks like an inspiration for the Wii console, right? The nunchuck, that is, this part. That's pretty much it, right? And they're pretty much identical in like the grip, the shape, the weight as well, once it's cut off. Even though the analog stick is not the best, but it's nice. It's got this octagonal gauge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 directions. So it's nice when you need to get like the accurate movement angle for the character you're playing. So I do like that aspect, but saying that, it's not quite as smooth as, so you won't get absolute accuracy. Like when you need a smooth kind of motion, but it's good enough for that. I'd say for me personally, yeah, I could play on this for fairly long periods of time, gaming time, and D-pad, yeah, it's pretty much like the SNES D-pad, pretty identical, and it has been for a while, so it's good enough. Start button is nice and big in the middle, and then you've got the buttons here, and I think the colour scheme is quite nice, where you got the separation. It's not too in your face. Like, of course, there are different colour variations of the controller, so in case you need to, you got some friends or family, and you need to separate with their own personal controllers. like the where you got the green, blue, these kind of action buttons. This is mostly used for like camera control, the C buttons, which was at the time pretty revolutionary. So of course the 64 was kind of the first console that really revolutionised 3D games. Mario 64, Zelda, etc. So having these buttons at the time was unique. Not really the best in modern times. Now you have two analog sticks, so no need for this. A little bit archaic now, but I respect the concept. I respect the innovativeness of Nintendo, of course, trying to bring the gaming space to the next level. And of course, it's got the nice Nintendo logo at the top. So I would have liked to make a couple more buttons here and there, but maybe it's fine for what it is. Buttons are nice and clicky as well, which I like. Nice and, good, decent sized buttons. So the only thing I guess with this controller is that if you have a fairly small hand, you might find it a bit of a struggle. So of course I've got a fairly regular sized hands, and the placement of each button is good enough. It's pretty comfortable in my hands, that is. So let's go through what else is there? Yeah, so of course you've got the shoulder buttons, L and R, which so before this was of course the Super Nintendo console. And how does the shoulder buttons compare? If I'm trying to compare in my head, yeah, it's a little bit more. I think it's a slightly more give with the shoulder buttons. Not much different, but slightly more better spring, I guess. So I feel like the SNES controller, the shoulder buttons could have been slightly more improved, but so I think this is a slight improvement in that sense. Notice, you can't hit the top parts. It's where it comes down the edge. Here. That's where I guess the design is. Where there's more of an opening here. Yeah, on the back, of course, before you had the set trigger. Focus. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Just right there. Actually really like that sound. It's super satisfying. And yeah, you'd use that a lot. Say like Zelda, Mario, even like shooting games. Lilac Wars comes to mind. Could definitely click on that all day. But yeah, overall, it's I'd say okay. So nostalgia reason, yeah, for me, it's I guess design-wise, 9.5. The buttons, after clicking this, I think they're pretty good. Maybe a 9, maybe 8.5. Maybe I'm being too generous, but I think for me it's been fine. Analog stick, that being said, could be better, so that's like 7, I'd say, 7.5. 5 because you do need to kind of adjust to the stick. Obviously, modern controllers these days are obviously a lot better. It's crazy how gaming space, the gaming technology has improved massively. I think overall the design, yeah, I've got to say overall design, I just like it, to be fair. It's very, like, you see this, it looks very bespoke and very Nintendo. It's definitely one that is very noticeable. I think overall I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10 just for the look of it. It just looks like something very unique, something interesting than the standard controllers you see these days. Also forgot to mention about the back as well. This part is like the rumble pack. I think it's was the memory pack. I think it's both actually. No. Let's see what Nintendo64 Controller. No. If I remember, yeah, I believe it actually. Sorry, it's the rumble pack. So say you got Lilac Wars and you feel you want a bit more of a bit more immersive kind of gameplay. Stick on a rumble pack. There you go. You get extra kind of boost. I think also it is a memory pack as well, if I remember, but I'm not too sure. But the memory pack, I believe, also on the actual console there is a compartment for that memory. So that's probably where the memory pack would be. So again, yeah, I think this is nice. Let's go through the buttons. So of course you have the D-pad. So you got there, of course, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. There's a slight looseness in here, you can see. I don't know if that's a little bit too loose, but it's probably always been like that. I can't quite remember. Okay, next you have the analog stick, of course. You have the start button. It's pretty firm. Nice big red button. Got the green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. Action buttons, yeah. Then yeah, very nice and firm. And the C buttons. Left, up, right, down. Left, right, up, down. Said it wrong. Left, up, right, down. Left, right, up, down. No, that's right. Nice and big. Nice and yellow. Yellow, green, blue, red. Very playful. Of course you got the short buttons and then the right. So we also have, let's go back. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one here is a bit more, it's less deeper than these 4, or these 6 even. I should actually say these 2 here are less deep than the other 5. There are also like 2 little divots here, I don't know why there are actually. And the cable is, I'm not going to unwrap it, but I think it's about 2 meters long. I think. Might be 1 meter or 1.5, but you know, it's decent enough. And then we've got the end as well here. So nice little Nintendo design there. Nintendo design. And of course it's like it's not quite black, but it's a pretty dark grey colour, which I think stands out very well with the rest of the brighter buttons and colours. So that's N64 Controller. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like the 64 controller? Have you even played on the 64 console before? What are your memories of the N64 and what are your favourite games? And I'm sure you know my favourite games that I've discussed: Zelda, Mario, also like Mario Kart as well, who doesn't? But yeah, I have a lot of memories with the 64, of course, and yeah, I'm so glad to have done this and share with you all. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and I hope you found this interesting and relaxing, of course, most importantly. And just want to say thank you very much if you managed to get this far. You are awesome as always, and thank you for your support. And once again, I will see you another time on another ASMR video. Thank you. Take care of yourself and take it easy.